Ooh, okay. Sorry about that. Good morning, everybody. I am Chloe, and this is Rise and Right. It is just me this morning, and it was barely me this morning. I rolled out of bed at about 7:45, and the show's at 8 a.m. So, a rough start, but I am here, and I did actually get a little bit of writing in. Um, More than I was expecting to sorry. That was the crushing disappointment of me hating how the NaNoWriMo website is set up. Um, I don't know how I did. Let me see. 45. Oh geez, I didn't even get 100 words that time. But I did do a little bit of research as well. So it was valid. So Elizabeth, if you are still here, thanks for joining. If not, everybody, I thank Elizabeth for joining. And Courtney is here. Good morning, Courtney. Coffee is here. Good morning, Coffee. And L.E. Vera is here. Thank you all for joining. I am going to try to get our pace back on track. Like I should be starting a sprint right now. And obviously I'm going to give you all a minute to do it, but we'll be taking little breaks today because this was supposed to be finished yesterday and it's not. And that's my own fault. I know when I say that, I mean, of course it's my own fault. It's my novel. Like who else can I blame for it? But it's not like life has got in the way. I've just been doing other stuff. I planned to quilt yesterday for like 2 hours, just kind of finish the frame on it. And I ended up having to tear, I think it was 3 seams out of it for like really dumb reasons. And these are big seams at this point because I'm at the end of it. And I kept telling myself to stretch my stitches on it. So if I did have to rip it, it would be okay. But of course, you tell yourself, I'm not going to do anything dumb again. Like I've learned my lesson the last 3 times. I did not learn my lesson. So that stretched to like all flipping day. I did hit that 40,000 yesterday. That was kind of a goal for it. Although I don't know. I got it, but it's not. I wanted the book to be done. I expected the book to be well done at 40,000 words. And instead I hit 40,000 and kept on going. So this is my, yes, Courtney says crafting is hard, and crafting can be very hard, especially when you make the same dumb mistakes over and over again, or like really ridiculous. So in like anything with fabric, pretty much always you're supposed to put um the good sides together. So if this is what you want the project to look like, when you sew it, you have it like this, so that obviously, so the seam would be on the inside like that. Obviously, you don't want your seams on the outside. I was doing dumb stuff like putting backs to fronts. I don't know. I mean, I've been sewing. I cannot stress enough that I have been sewing for like 25 years. I have no excuse. So let's go ahead and do our next sprint. We are going to be doing 20s today. Hopefully that will also help with my timing. No, I don't want to copy there. There we go. So I will see you guys in 20 minutes at 43 past. Okay, that is time on that sprint. Let me know how you did. I wrote like 200 there. I got stuck in writing group stupidity as is my way. Just putting it out there. If y'all are looking to sell exclusively on Amazon so you can be in the Kindle Unlimited program, I recommend it. First of all, you can't do it if you're wide. You have to be exclusive to Amazon, but I did very well in the Kindle Unlimited program. Obviously, your mileage may vary. Some people need to be wide. It depends on what you write. But for me, I do well in it. So, but when you first like start using Amazon, it is a weird place, and there are actually two sales dashboards. So the one that is like the first one you will get to, it's not going to tell you that you're making any royalties off of Kindle Unlimited. And that is because they don't know the price for, or the value for Kindle Unlimited for the page reads changes. It's just shy of half of a cent usually in the US. It's a lot lower in other countries. That's okay. I accept it. I still love my Australia friends, even though they don't give me as much money. But so because they don't know the actual value of it on the regular sales dashboard, it does not give you the royalties. It shows you that the pages are read, but you don't get the actual number on it until after the month is over when they've got it calculated. But there's also the beta dashboard, and that when you are on the regular dashboard, there's a right at the top of the screen, there's a option to switch to the beta dashboard. And on the beta dashboard, they do have an actual value for it. You get the option of assuming it stays the same or assuming an increase or a decrease. And if you follow the trends, you actually do get to see where, like, I know that this month I need to assume a decrease because in January, the value of a read always goes down. It just is what it is. So, but so it doesn't give you the actual number because I don't know the number, but they will give you an estimate, and you just get to flip around with it, and and just know that you're going to be off by a little bit, but you're going to be off by probably like 1%. So anyways, right now the Amazon ad challenge, Brian Cohen's Amazon ad challenge is happening. I'm not actually participating this time around, but I am in the group because I was going to be participating. And somebody asked whether it was worth advertising if your book is in Kindle Unlimited, because you don't get as much as if somebody was buying a book. First of all, absolutely. It doesn't matter how people get your book. Nobody is going to get your book if you don't advertise. So that is the answer to that question. Yes, if you are in Kindle Unlimited, you absolutely still need to be advertising. But somebody was like, well, so somebody pointed out, your pages read does equal royalties. So as long as your book isn't so short that those pages read don't equal like your ad spend, then you're good. And somebody else replied with, well, I get pages read and I don't make any money off of that. I'm like, what? Why would you be in this program if you weren't making any money? And I was polite, and I was just like, oh, so just so you know, if you're looking at the sales dashboard, it's not going to look like you're making any money. But if you go to the beta dashboard, you'll see it there. And he replied to me with, well, I'm on the sales dashboard and I'm not seeing any money. Like I literally just said, if you're on the sales dashboard, you're not going to see any money. And this is where you go to. So I redirected him again. And he gave me like an okay thanks. Also, his profile picture was like King Boomer. Um, he looked like Chuck Woolery, which if any of you are, I was going to say if any of you are younger than me, but literally the only reason I even know what Chuck Woolery looks like is because I was obsessed with game show at work. Okay. So Courtney got 673, and that is fantastic. But I'll actually do like a little brief thing on Kindle Unlimited when we come back from this next sprint. Um, it's easy. It makes sense once you learn how it's done. So, yeah, we will. So, Vera, if you haven't published anything yet, so they look completely different. I don't understand why they have these two dashboards. Beta, yes, Courtney. Internet people are always testing me. I don't know why I get so riled up, but I do. But there are just these, for some reason, Amazon has these two separate dashboards that show you the sales, and both of them I almost never use the regular one. It just doesn't really have any value. So like, okay, so here's sorry. The regular sales dashboard, you can change what your date range is so you can look at it for like a much bigger picture. It's also, I believe, the only place you can get your actual like payment history and stuff like that. So if you're looking for a much bigger range, then you use the regular dashboard. If you're just looking for this month, then you use the beta dashboard, which has a lot more actual data in it. It breaks down each book a lot more. But they just took some of that data away. So I can no longer see, unlike for Kindle Unlimited, for both Kindle Unlimited and for orders, it no longer shows it to you by book. It's really weird. So like I have today's breakdown by book, and I've got my royalties estimate broken down by book. But the two components of that royalties is, of course, the sales and the Kindle Unlimited, the KENP, Kindle Normalized Page Reads. I don't remember what the E stands for. Kindle Edition, Normalized Page Reads. Those two things are not broken down. It's very strange they just did that. Nobody knows why, and we all hate it. Okay, let's go ahead and do our next sprint. There we are. Like I said that we were gonna like up the pace because I came in so late, but instead I just got real mad at the internet and I needed to share it with you guys. Okay, so we are gonna go for 20 minutes again, and it is 8:51. So I'll see you guys at 9:11. Okay. I am back and my camera's a little screwed up. Let's see. There we go. I finished the scene I was working on and I made myself a cup of coffee. So little progress is made. Let me know how y'all did. Is that? Nope, that's not clicked. So yeah, the basics with Kindle Unlimited is you can't be anywhere else. You can't give your book away for free anywhere. If you go through like ARC reading services, there are certain lines where some places you can do and some places you can't, depending on how like available they are to the general public. But so as long as you tell them, and it's just an option when you're listing the book on Amazon, they will ask you if you want to enroll in KDP Select, which is the exact same thing as Kindle Unlimited. And you just tell them yes. And the way that all of the math is done with it is your book is given a KENP value. That's that, again, Kindle Unlimited normalized pages. Kindle edition normalized pages. Let's get these letters right. So there was a problem when they first came out with Kindle Unlimited. People are assholes. Surprise, surprise. So people were like putting these books out where it would be, like 100 pages of book, and then there'd be a whole bunch of blank pages in it, and then there would be, preview to the next book or whatever at the end. Or they would use this crazy spacing where every single like line would have a line break in between, doubling their page counts. Which of course screwed over everybody else who was doing things honestly. So now Kindle has this KENP where they just like actually analyze the number of words in your book. I think there is a very like obvious value behind it. I just don't know what it is off the top of my head. But basically however many words or however many characters is in your book, that is what your page count ends up being. So like my books are, oh, thank you for joining, Vera, and awesome, Courtney. 714 is great. But yeah, so they calculate it based on that, and like for a regular book, like regular adult normal size letters, book, you're going to end up with more than what your actual page count is. So like on my books, if there are 200 pages, they're going to be like 300 KENP. So it's just normalized. So like anybody who's doing something that's image heavy or what have you, they're not going to be getting paid for all of those images. Or at least not at the scale that you would for words. So they have that pretty well worked out. And the way that you're paid is they literally just take the number of pages read across the boards for every single person in the program. And they divide how much money they made, how much was paid into Kindle Unlimited, and divide those and get an actual value. Obviously, they do have royalties that they take out because they're their business. So, or not royalties, but they make their cut. They have a cut. And they also reward authors who are in the top like 100 authors or whatever. They get a bonus. It's their all-stars thing, whatever. So that's how it all works out. It's consistent reads. It's good for authors that don't have a whole lot of reviews, because I mean, for me, I am in Kindle Unlimited. Like as a reader, I subscribe, and definitely like if something doesn't have a whole bunch of reviews, I'm absolutely one of those people who's like, I don't know about this. But if it's on Kindle Unlimited, I'm like, whatever. I may as well read a couple of pages, and maybe it's good, maybe it sucks. We'll find out. So all those people at least get a couple cents from me. So that's Kindle Unlimited. I like it. And again, I feel like it's genre specific on how well you do with it, but about half, I would say, of my royalties, if not more than that, come from Kindle Unlimited. Okay, so we are going to go for 20 minutes. It is 9:17, so I'll see you guys at 9:37. Okay, I am back. Sorry, I was having mouse issues. I did get a little under 400 written that time. I keep getting, I don't know why. I was gonna say, I don't know why I'm having to do so much research right now. But no, you know what? I know exactly why. And I'm basically, this chapter is a list of things, which sounds really boring, but like it makes sense if you read it. It's basically the character has to decide what his most valuable possession is, and he's going through all of his possessions. And as per usual, that comes with some research to make sure that these possessions of his are, sized accordingly and viable and all of that. So, slow going on this chapter, but there's about to be a whole fight here. So that will speed things up some, right? And I'm now almost at 4,200 words, 42,000 words. I'm so stressed about this book, but that's okay. I'm going to be back to it soon. Yes. There is a lot of fighting in this book because this book is about a wrath demon. So he is very angry and he is fighting constantly throughout this book. And this is going to be another explosion of him losing it over what he ends up deciding. He's in a scenario where he has to give up his most valuable possession, and he ultimately misunderstands it to be that which is most valuable to him, which of course would be his partner. But it's actually a thing, an object that he needs to give up. So he's just going to lose it thinking that he needs to give her up, and is just going to go on a killing rampage as it's his thing. But I feel like, obviously, I was hoping to get this done yesterday, and that's not even close. I feel like I'm probably going to get this done tomorrow. I'm pretty close right now. This is the final challenge, and then after this, there's going to be a little romantic interlude, and then the very final of it. So, like the final epilogue, so to speak. So I think I should have this all done by tomorrow. I just need to like buck up and do it and not let myself get bogged down in other projects to do it. Courtney wrote 661. That is so much better than me. And loving the way her scene is flowing. Just introduced the love interest, who is also the villain for one of her POVs. That is fantastic. I also love to hate. I love writing the villains as the partners. I love having to deal with, it's when like it's a good guy doing good guy things. He's easy. They're easy to write. They're easy to like fall in love with, to explain why the other character loves them. When the love interest is the villain, you have to try so much harder. And you really do need to work at like making sure it's convincing that this character is the villain, but is also lovable, and not lose both of those or like either of those as you're doing it. I love trying to make those happen. And then like to break it down and like the love to hate trope. Um Second chances. I love second chances. I don't know. There are a lot of tropes. I've never really been big on, I guess I pretty much just said this, but I've never really been big on the friends to lovers trope. I feel like it's too easy. Yeah, I want it to be a much more difficult relationship. And I guess that's pretty obvious when you're doing demon romances. It's not like your demons are ever really going to be the good guys. Not in the whole scheme of things. So let's go ahead and do our final sprint. Oh yeah, because it is 9:43 already. So we're gonna do our final sprint. It's gonna take us to 10:03. Good luck, everybody. Okay, that was the end of the last sprint. I got about, I don't know, I got like 200 there. Nothing amazing again, but I did add a little feature to the story that I am amused with. I'll have to go back in my edits and add some stuff to do it. It won't be anything. It'll just be a reference to something that's sitting there the whole time that they don't know why it's there until the very end. But I am excited for this random little hilarious bauble. And by little hilarious bauble, I'm talking about a canon. There's going to be a canon in this. And I love little things like that where you have no idea why they're there. And it just seems like a random thing that's happening because everything in these stories are random. And then all of a sudden at the end, canon. So I'm excited to add that. My plans for the rest of the day, I got to run to the grocery store. I was saving that for today when I knew I could go at like 10 a.m. And hopefully miss the craziness because I am planning to go to Lidl, which I've been to once, and it was absolute insanity because where that one is located. So that is my next plan, and then I will be on Twitch the next couple of days. I don't know when I'm going to be on. I had intended, of course, to be on yesterday, and then I got hung up on that quilting project. But now I'm telling myself that I am not allowed to do any quilting until I finish this rough draft. So I'm going to be hopefully doing some gaming rights later today and also tomorrow. Either way, we'll be back at 4 p.m. Eastern time on Monday for Word Stitch. So you guys all have a great day and good luck. And I hope to see you guys again soon.